Christmas is and will always be a holy season and a time I hold sacred. But years ago, Seinfeld introduced its own Yuletide celebration on December 23rd. They call it Festivus.
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about it.
Now, while I completely reject this pagan tradition, as the year comes to an end, I will avail myself of the airing of grievances, because I've got a lot of problems too. Let's see if we share any of these. Now, this year, we went down to the border and we brought you the ongoing chaos there. Much of this was caused by Biden's decisions. When he came into office, the president overturned Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. He threatened to end Title 42. That's the health measure that allowed agents to turn migrants away at the border. And he stopped construction of the wall. Well, less than a year later, Biden has found some border policies that work. He has reinstituted the Remain in Mexico policy, kept Title 42 in place, and he's authorized the construction of parts of the Trump wall. Congratulations. This little experiment at the border, by the way, saw more than 1.7 million migrants cross illegally this year. That's an all-time high. And those are only the ones the border agents encountered. Now, here's the wonderful news. You get to pay for their care and well-being for years to come. Merry Festivus. Now, speaking of care and well-being, I have a huge grievance over the emotive concern we have for people from foreign countries like Afghanistan and these migrants, God bless them, but all the while we ignore the care and well-being of our own veterans. When the Ingraham angle discovered a tent encampment on the streets of Los Angeles, a village of homeless vets unable to get into a facility donated for them, we were naturally enraged. And while the vets can now camp on the grounds of the facility, they are still outdoors and not in permanent housing. Meanwhile, Afghan refugees and illegal immigrants are housed at taxpayer expense in places like the Bethesda Hyatt Regency Hotel. Now, this misplaced concern needs correction in the new year. And I have a huge grievance against media misinformation. We hear that term a lot. The American people are not stupid. They can see what's going on. Trying to convince them that inflation is good for us and Joe Biden is the man he was 20 years ago, it is not working, guys, not on any level. And here's another grievance. Stop trying to take credit for things that are not true, especially you, Jen Psaki.
Good news, we've saved Christmas.
I might be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas, right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinning.
Truly tragic. That was from a White House celebrity-only Christmas concert the other night. Only Joe Biden could manage to defame Christmas, healthcare workers, and a great Jerry Herman song all at the same time. And by the way, I hope we don't see any more singing nurses in the new year. There's a nursing shortage. Your patients need you without accompaniment and choreography. Thank you. And this is a big grievance that I've had really throughout 2021. Our elder statesmen have got to stop talking about the past. That includes my pop, corn pop, and the election that went pop.
It's like back in the day with my grandpa.
My dad used to say, remember Joey.
Hans walks up to me and goes, Joey, baby, grabs my cheek.
Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
Bad boys. Americans want leaders that will look to the future and point the way forward, not revisit old tales from the past. In fact, as much as I revere the things of the past, and I do, I hope we see no more reboots in 2022. This year, we had sequels or prequels of The Matrix, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Home Alone, The Sopranos, The Wonder Years, Sex and the City. Be honest. The nostalgia was not worth the trip. You can't recreate what was. So let's just create new franchises for this generation, for this time, not regurgitate the past badly. And I grieve the pairing of younger pop stars with worn-out acts far past their prime. They look no better next to a pop princess, though you can decide which pairing this year was more offensive.
Hey, Tony, let's sing Anything Goes.
Okay.
Because nowadays, anything goes.
Hey, I'm Olivia Rodrigo, and I'm here with President Biden talking about the importance of getting vaccinated.
It's critical, especially people Olivia's age.
I think I'll take Gaga and Bennett over the other pair. At least they occasionally hit the right notes. I'm also aggrieved by the faux outrage and vindictiveness hurled at those who dared to speak their minds this year. Whether it was Dave Chappelle, J.K. Rowling, Sharon Osbourne, Gina Carano, or The Bachelor's Chris Harrison, each of them suffered for speech, thinking freely and daring to express ideas, especially unpopular ones, should not get people canceled. No word should be unforgivable. In fact, it's the nature of art to contradict the status quo and get us to think differently.
To the transgender community, I am more than willing to give you an audience, but you will not summon me. I am not bending to anybody's demands.
Okay, and here are some final scraps of grievance that must be mentioned. How does Chrissy Teigen get to stage a comeback while Sharon Osbourne and J.K. Rowling are in perpetual punish corner?
One person said that you said something to her, to this person saying, quote, "I can't wait for you to die." And you apologized, and you apologized profusely.
I feel like there was honestly so much, having this period of time and time to digest it all and to look back and to realize that, honestly, there is always so much time to grow and to learn and to become more empathetic.
Does everybody get to be forgiven for unfortunate, nasty comments in 2022? Does everybody get to be more empathetic? Let's hope so. And what about Hunter Biden, who made millions off of his ink-spittled canvases this year? If you or I spit ink through a straw, somebody would call the police. But when the president is your daddy, it's called art. And though I'm grieved by his hygiene failures, no one elevated coughing this year to the art form that Joe Biden did.
Since the end of October, excuse me, with private business and labor, we've opened, excuse me, excuse me.
Poor man. I hope that new White House dog is carrying an oxygen tank on its back. Oh, and as we move toward midterms, neither mentions of January 6th nor Let's Go Brandon are governing agendas. I hope both parties are listening. I could go on, and feel free to send me your grievances on Twitter. But here's the problem with Festivus, with this airing of grievances. Complaints only get you so far. While it's fun and even therapeutic, it lacks something we desperately need when things do go wrong and when times are so dark: faith and love. And those are best found near family and your God at Christmas.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.